Hey guys, Dude here, and today, as you can see, I am playing some more Blox Fruits on Roblox, and of course, I am going to pick a side, as I always do, Pirates. Here we go. I am still here in the Tiki Outpost, which is crazy. I really hope by the next update in this game, they do add a new island, or honestly, at this point, just a fourth sea. I'm sure many other people want a fourth sea as well. I mean, I do for sure, because I want the max level to be much higher, new islands, new quests, new NPCs, but like, come on. I guess it's all good. I mean, the third sea is already very filled up with islands, so they could just add a fourth sea already, but I don't know. They'd probably just add one island per update in the fourth sea, if any at all, because they won't add too much stuff at once, because then they will have nothing else to add in later updates and stuff like that. But I do still have the Magma fruit, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, it definitely isn't the best, probably because it's not a mythical fruit. At least I'm pretty sure it isn't, right? Okay, they're reworking a few fruits, which they don't really have to rework them. I don't care, but the only possible reason is to maybe have an excuse as to why they're not adding a fourth sea. That's why they're reworking these fruits, and just to update something in the first place. And also, of course, because this game is based off of One Piece, the real anime, so they don't want to get in trouble, because they kind of copied One Piece. Let's be honest. Like, yeah, they copied One Piece exactly, the anime, so they don't want to get in trouble. But let me see. Wait, where's the Magma fruit? Did I miss it? I think I missed it. The Magma fruit is over here. Okay, so it definitely isn't a mythical fruit, of course. I don't really care that it's not, but it's still a decent fruit. It looks cool, so I'm just gonna grind with it, because it is pretty good. Of course, it could be better, but that's alright that it isn't, because it's not a mythical fruit, so it's not required to be good. You know, unlike the control fruit, which is required to be good, because it is a mythical fruit, yet it's horrible. The control fruit in this game so far, right now, is horrible. I don't know. Hopefully they'll rework it. I don't know how they could possibly rework it. I don't care. They should either rework the fruit entirely and make the control fruit so much better, or just change the rarity to like literally basic, because it's such a bad fruit that it just shouldn't be a mythical fruit. And if they changed it to basic, I wouldn't mind. Then it would make sense as to why it's so bad. And the only reason it's bad is because the attacks and abilities sometimes miss, which is insane. Like, come on, they're supposed to hit every single time, and then sometimes they just don't work. So I don't think that's a good fruit, you know. If the attacks and abilities don't even hit, like, that's insane. Or they just don't work. That makes zero sense. What's the point of the fruit then? So yeah, I really think if they don't want to rework it, which they probably will, because they would rather rework it, as they should, because, you know, they're gonna have to do something with the updates. You know, they're not just gonna add nothing. So that's one thing they could do. And I don't know, they better not reset your mastery. They did that with the dragon fruit. Of course, I haven't used the dragon fruit before the dragon update, but of course, now I have the fruit. I basically fully finished it, at least I'm pretty sure. Maybe there are some secret things to get, but I don't really care about those. But overall, the mastery is high up enough to have unlocked everything, all the attacks and abilities. So yeah, I'm basically done with the fruit, and I do have the permanent version gifted to me by a very nice friend of mine, so that's all good. I can go back to it whenever I want, and I really hope they never ever reset anyone's mastery in this game just because it got reworked. Like, for anything, if it's a gun, if it's a sword, if it's a even a fighting style. I don't think they rework fighting styles. I mean, of course, except the Dragon Talon one, which they did rework recently, and it's much cooler. But yeah, like, let's say the Magma fruit got reworked, they better not reset my mastery when I'm gonna leave it, because I'm probably gonna leave the fruit soon once I finish it. But I mean, I'm already done with it. I do want to get the mastery up a bit higher, though, maybe to at least like level 200 would be nice. I don't know exactly, but just to get it a lot better. And I don't know why they reset the mastery for dragon fruit users. Like, okay, I know the entire fruit is a lot more different than it used to be. It's a lot better. But if the entire point of the game is progress, like it's literally grinding and you get better at it, then how is it even a possibility just because something gets changed and reworked and made better, that your literal progress in the game gets reset fully. Like, that makes zero sense. I know the fruit is the best fruit in the game. I know it's extremely good, and they changed literally everything about it. That doesn't mean they should reset the mastery of people that have already had the fruit before to level 1. Like, that makes zero sense for a game where the entire point is just to grind and progress and get better. Like, come on, it's supposed to save. People are gonna feel bad about it now, because who knows, maybe this mastery will reset, which it better not. A lot of people were dissatisfied with the... I mean, I don't know if they were dissatisfied about the mastery getting reset, but they were pretty mad about the fruit just being taken away from people that had, like, the permanent version of it or something before the dragon fruit update, which also makes sense. But out of all things, come on, do not reset anyone's mastery in this game, regardless of what you could do, or what you do actually do. Like, let's say this sword was the best one in the game, they rework it for some reason, which they shouldn't, because it's already a very cool sword and pretty good, but, like, just don't reset people's progress. It makes barely any sense. Okay, so I do need to get a quest, and grinding with the magma fruit is decent. I mean, okay, I was about to say, I thought one of the NPCs just disappeared, but they just stopped going after me. That's alright, I don't care. I'll get them all over here. Okay, there we go. That makes zero sense. I was literally running away. I don't know how that happens in this game. How do the NPCs stun me? Like, let's think about it. Okay, I understand. They're doing damage to me. They're punching me in the game. It makes sense. You would be stunned because you're taking damage and you're getting injured in the game. But out of all things, a normal punch, how could that possibly stun you in this game? When these crazy attacks and abilities maybe stun them as well, but sometimes the NPCs, when they are in the air, land on the roof. For example, that makes zero sense. So you're telling me these crazy attacks and abilities that are insane, they're much better than random punches by some NPCs. You're telling me they don't fully stun them to the point where they can't move? Because they can still somehow move in the air and land on the roof where I am, specifically so they do no damage to me, because, you know, they can't get me up there unless they land on the roof, but I'm there so they don't do any damage, and I can just do damage to them all I want, unless, of course, they land, which they shouldn't, because it makes barely any sense. Oh, but they're normal punches, which... they're literally just normal punches, let's be honest, and not only that, but I'm like 50 levels above them, which isn't much. It's still something, though, let's also be honest, but I don't know, it's just some weird, annoying stuff with the game. It is just a game, but come on. Like, how do they not get stunned? I mean, overall, I'm pretty sure they do kind of get stunned by the, like, literally crazy attacks and abilities, because, like, yeah, they don't move, they just... Okay, yeah, that's a bit of a stun, but then why do they sometimes land on the roof? That makes barely any sense. So you're telling me they... whenever they decide to, they just move in the air, like that. Okay, I don't know, actually, is it them moving in the air, or is it them bouncing off of each other? I think I might have just discovered why, and it doesn't matter what it is, it's annoying regardless, because, like, they just shouldn't get up on the roof. The roof is high up enough for them to not reach it, but apparently not, because, of course, when they do get launched into the air, because of the crazy attacks and abilities, they just land on there sometimes. So I want them to land on the roof again. I actually want to see and pay attention to what really happens. Do they move in the air by themselves, or do they just get bounced back by each other? But like by each other, I don't know, when they're in the air. I want to test this out. I want to see. This time I'm actually going to pay full attention to these NPCs, which are very annoying. Let's be honest. All NPCs in the game are annoying, at least ones that attack you and, you know, your enemy NPCs, not just the normal ones that you get stuff from or shopkeepers, whatever. Alright, here we go. I don't know. Am I supposed to aim at a specific spot? Okay, there it is. Okay, I didn't really pay attention because I didn't know that the NPC was going to land on the roof. Alright, I need to do it again. I want to see, when they land, how it happens. Do they just, unprovoked, land on the roof? Or do they push each other? Alright. I could barely tell. That kind of seems like they get pushed, though. I don't even know. I can barely tell now. Literally, the one time I'm paying attention to the NPCs, I can barely see what's happening. Like, that is funny, but whatever. Okay, I'll do one more quest because grinding with the magma fruit is literally excellent and awesome because it's a decent fruit. Of course, nothing too special. It still looks cool. The attacks and abilities are good and look cool. This is so funny, though. You literally just clap NPCs. This one kind of sucks. I mean, it's still good, but it doesn't go too far. This, okay, yeah, this one might be the best one other than this one. This probably, I mean, of course it's the best attack and ability. It is the hardest one to get, even though it's really not that hard to get, especially with the 2x Mastery Game Pass, which is the most useful Game Pass in Blox Fruits. There's no way there's a Game Pass that's more worth it than this one. Like, no way. What is more important than Mastery in this game? Since it makes you do more damage and all of that stuff, literally. And you can get 2x of it to do more damage, and you're all good. You're doing more damage. You can unlock the attacks and abilities faster and easier, and it's just nice. Okay, so I actually think the NPCs getting on the roof isn't even them just going on the roof themselves. They literally knock each other back on the roof or something. That's what it seems like. Because I saw them, and it's like they landed on each other and then fell on the ground. So the only possible way, hopefully, that these NPCs get on the roof is just bouncing off of each other. Because, look, I would rather have that be true than them just randomly landing on the roof. Because that would be annoying, first of all, but this makes a bit more sense. You know, them getting knocked off of each other and then landing on the roof. At least I kind of discovered what it is now, if it actually is that. But if it's not, then that's just sad and it sucks. But it's all good, I guess. Alright, Magma Fruit, here we go. Let's see, can I get the NPC fully eliminated with just the attacks and abilities of the Magma Fruit? Even though I already did damage to them with my normal fighting style, but okay, that's decent. And of course this, which will eliminate them for sure if I keep going, because they'll just keep taking damage. Okay, this is very cool, though. I really have to say. And wait a minute. Can you not walk on water with this fruit? I just realized and remembered. Okay, that makes 0 sense. What? No. How can you not walk on water? Or, like, have magma appear under you? Isn't that possible? Okay, I'll try this out. But I'll probably take... There we go. I'll take damage. Yup, I knew it. I'm pretty sure you were able to, like, get magma under you, so you're able to walk there, right? Unless I have to awaken the fruit, because I'm pretty sure the fruit has awakenings and raids, which is kind of annoying because doing raids is boring and sometimes hard unless you're doing it with other people helping you. But I don't know, honestly, do you really need to do a raid though and get an awakening for this fruit to go on the water? Unless maybe I'm just making stuff up and you were never able to go on the water in general with the magma fruit, but I'm pretty sure I remember people going on the water in this game and magma appearing under them. I'm pretty sure. If not, then I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. So let me just say that. But alright, let me finish this quest to get more money. There it is. I knew it. I literally knew one of them was going to land. That is so annoying. Alright, here we go. One more NPC. Almost mastery level 200 for the magma fruit. The magma fruit is literally excellent. I mean, it doesn't even have to look the coolest as long as it does its job, which is just doing damage and existing. But yeah, I don't know. If I had to rate it, probably a 9 out of 10. I'm not really going to say a 10 out of 10 unless I were to awaken it, which I might. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the raids, but apparently from what I've seen, Blox Fruits is planning on getting rid of raids and awakenings. Or maybe not awakenings, but just the raids. And they're planning on maybe replacing them. I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I do have to admit, some raids are very hard and annoying, which, you know, as they should be, because this game is all about grinding and just getting better. But where did the NPCs go? Oh, they were all here. Wait, are you serious? Oh, that's pretty funny. I was looking for them and they were just all here already. That is how it should work. It shouldn't be any other way. They shouldn't even get knocked back. This would be the best thing to happen with the NPCs if it kept happening. If they just kept being here by the wall, if they didn't get knocked back to a whole nother island sometimes, which they don't actually get knocked back to a whole nother island, but, you know, sometimes they still get knocked back pretty far to the point where they just get stuck in random places or stop going after me in general and I lose them. and they lose me, which is very annoying. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video right here. Literally, grinding with the magma fruit is actually decent, mainly because grinding with any and every fruit in this game is good, as long as it does damage. So yeah, if I had to rate the magma fruit, definitely a 9 out of 10. I rate every single fruit in this game highly, because you can't really be ungrateful for a fruit. It's better to have a fruit in this game than to have no fruit at all, but yeah, the magma fruit, pretty decent. So as I said, I'm going to end this video right here. Bye, subscribe, and leave a like.